Right, hi. Christmas is over. Christmas Eve came and went. Boxing Day, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, they've all gone. This is the day after Boxing Day. I meant to put some videos on, but I was just too busy. I've got Christmas Eve video for you to see. That's the small battery. Really interesting results there. And the duration and how many motors it could run eventually, and that duration. There's all of that, and there's a Christmas Day edition with some of that stuff as well, where I take I think it's activated carbon, regular coconut activated carbon to a new level. And then Boxing Day, I've got this big battery here, and it's quite big. And the surface area is 6.5 inches by 8.5 inches. I'm going to do it in old money because I don't know what that is in metric, I can't remember. But 6.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Pretty powerful. Some good run times on the motors. Right this minute, it's on the data logger because my new dummy load came for the data logger today. So that's operational, although the voltages still do not concur with my meter and that. But until I've built the TTL lead, the converter lead for this to download the firmware and update the firmware, I'm not going to bother. So I'll do that first, and I'll leave the voltages the way they are. I don't care for the minute. But at the moment, that is running, that battery with that 8.5 by 6.5 inch surface area, is actually running 100 milliamps at the moment as a constant current load, not a diminishing load like the motors. And I don't know whether I should say, should I say this now? I don't know, because this is just to tell you what's going on. 58 minutes and we've still got 1.063 volts left in the battery, and we're on probably 59 minutes now. That's running at 100 milliamps constant, so that's not doing too bad for the surface area, you know. Well, I don't think it is. I'll run it as a much higher load on the motors. So all of that is kind of a Boxing Day edition. And then there's today, which is where I'm actually data logging that same battery again. But I've also got the 12 volt battery built as well, and I'm charging it up now. So there's all of that to come. So the next few days should be interesting. If there's anyone out there that doesn't find this lot interesting, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know, go and watch some DVDs or something, you know, I don't know. Because this is all going to new levels with these carbons now. I'm still blending carbons in the kiln, or trying to, but it keeps blowing up. I will have to sort of show that one of the days. It's an eBay one. Don't buy it. Whatever you do, do not buy the cheap kilns. Save a bit more money and buy a professional one. And I'll show you where the problem is. That is the heating element in the back of the kiln, and they keep popping. Now, the people I bought it from very kindly sent me a new one of these, but then again they should, because it popped first time out. So they sent me a new one, and I fitted that, and that popped. And they said, oh well, something must be touching the element, but there was nothing touching the element at all. And they keep popping in the same place, sort of down in this corner here, where the two wires go out to the back. So there's a problem there. It lasted a day and a half with a new one in, and it's busted again. So you know, I'm just going to have to save me pennies. Two things I want this year. Well, not this year. It's almost January, isn't it? Two things I want. One is a proper kiln, one that isn't going to keep blowing up, and two, a vacuum oven maybe, in my dreams. But there you go. You know, they're not vastly expensive, but they are expensive, aren't they? So I'll leave it at that. So you know what to expect. You know what's coming. I've been here all over Christmas, literally. You know, just burning away the midnight oil, as they say. Christmas Eve, I was here till I think about 3:30 in the morning, something like that. That's dedication. So, just before I go, just going to have a look at this data logger. We've got 0.6 of a volt left. The cut-off point is 0.5. I'll set a cut-off point on this one. It's still doing 100 milliamps, no problem. I'm going to save the data curve so you can see it. And it's just over an hour basically. I expected something like, well no, I expected an hour actually. I did a 150 milliamp run with the motors and all the rest of it, but all of that is in another video, so I'll show you that. But it's doing something else now. I don't know what it's doing. I think it's the time. Well, set a time. Okay. It's got to the end of the time and there's a few squiggles. I don't know why. But this is the first time I've used it since I bought the thing. Well, the second time, because the first time the dummy load went funny, didn't it? So this is second time out. I've got to learn the software and, you know, see what goes on and all the rest of it. But as a recovery after that now, that's gone straight back up to 1.8 volts. Now I do know for a fact that that would run another load now as well, like a 50 milliamp load, for at least, I don't know, 45 minutes. So that's that battery. So I'll see you soon. Well, that was that bit, but there's another bit I need to add, I want to add, and it's got to be said. If the new year is to be a continuation of this year, i.e. I continue to make videos and show everyone what I'm doing, the progress that I make in my experiments. And what it's about is, I've had a bit of stick just lately, a bit of flack over certain things. The first one was the length of my videos. Now, more often than not, this has been new subscribers. Let's say people that don't really know anything about me and my channel and what I've been doing and how I show things and how I do things, because my videos are long. They always have been. That's just me. That's my way. That's the way it's going to be. Now, it's the chosen few. And you know, there's another bit about information that I give away, and when I give it away, how I should give it away. Like now, because I want it, you know. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I will run this channel the way I want to run this channel. Let me give you some statistics. You would not believe in this small area how much equipment is in here, and how much, or how many thousands of pounds UK money has been spent in here. That's one statistic, you know. I mean, just 2 microwaves, 2 kilns, extraction system. I've got 5 coffee grinders, you know. The latest acquisition, £80. This little baby here, which is not a coffee grinder, another piece of equipment, a lot of money. Heated press there, a lot of money. I've got a laptop there. I've got all sorts of equipment. Just beakers alone, Pyrex dishes, beakers, stuff. It's about £500–600 worth. You know, starts adding up, doesn't it? So there's one statistic. Another statistic which I'll give you is I spent from 8 AM in the morning until 3:30 AM on Christmas Eve in here. So that was 3:30 AM Christmas morning, and at 8 AM Christmas Day, later that morning, I was back, and I spent all day Christmas, right through the evening again, until early hours into Boxing Day, and then I did exactly the same again on Boxing Day. In fact, if you want a statistic, I worked out that in this last year, man hours in here totaled about approximately 2,900 hours. Now, there's a lot goes on that none of you ever see, probably never will see. That's a lot of time and effort, isn't it? A lot of time and effort. So for someone to come along and tell me how I should run my channel, it's not happening. Tell me when I should divulge information, it's not happening. If I say that I'm developing a carbon, and I say, look, I've trialled this, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. It seems okay, it's pretty good at the moment. Let's see if we can make it fantastic, and then I'll tell you all about it, tell you what it is. What's the point of me saying to you, oh yeah, I'm developing this carbon, it's pretty good, this is what I used, and a week later saying to you, oh yeah, that was rubbish. Would you thank me for that? I doubt it. So it's kind of like everything else. It's all at the moment an ongoing development, and eventually when I get something good that works and you put the package together, I can say, look guys, this is it. This is how I did that. This is how I constructed it. This is the electrolyte. This is what it was. 1 mole of that, 2 moles of that, half a mole of that, and hey presto, and stuff like that. That's what I can do. Afterwards, I don't have to divulge information. I mean, you know, let's just keep it to what it is, to what I do, and how I do things. The majority have said, no, Kev, long videos are fine. It's just the chosen few. Recent comment, yeah, I could only watch 10 minutes. Got bored, switched it off. There's the option that you've got. Switch off, don't bother. But why comment? You know, if I watch something on YouTube and I think, nah, I just switch it off. I don't leave comments, you know. A lot of comments have started to get a bit personal, and those people that got personal, I've got a button as well. See you later. You've got the choice and the option. You've got a button as well. It's called unsubscribe, or just don't even watch it. You know, it's simple. But to say to me, when I this guy, I don't know who it was. I'm not going to mention any names, but I then said, well, look, you know, why don't you watch some of the other videos and see how you feel then? Oh yeah, I have. All very monotone. You see, now that's a bit personal, that is, isn't it? Because, and I'll tell you why I take that personally. I'll tell you what, whoever you are, whoever said that to me, right? Let's have a look at all of your videos on your channel, all of your experiments on your channel of everything you've done to do with batteries. Do you know what? There never is any. That's the bit that gets me. Monotone. You try being here at 3 AM in the morning when you've been here all day, and now all of a sudden you're making a video at 3, it started at 2, gets to 3. Let's see how tired you are and how lethargic you could be. Show us. That's all I say. So, you know, in the new year now, if people get like that with me, I'm not even going to bother to answer it, you know. personal criticism doesn't wash with me. What does wash with me is constructive criticism. You can even tell me I'm wrong if you want to. I don't mind. But if you do tell me I'm wrong, prove it, you know, as well. Don't just tell me I'm wrong. Prove it. I don't mind being wrong about anything. You know, what I've tended to do now is try and speed everything up. I no longer show a full run. You know, I'm not going to do that anymore. So what I've started to do is show segments of a video. You know, we'll start at the beginning with all of the load on, come back in at 1.75 volts, 1.5, 1 volt, and so on, and show a segment like that. But that presents its own problems, because I was looking at one that I did and I thought, well, do you know what? If I was watching that now, I'd be thinking to myself, possibly, you could be doing anything when you pause that video. You could be putting some more charge into the battery. You could be switching the load off. So all these things go through your mind. So what did I do to combat that? Well, what I did was, I still did the same with the segments, and I started to record a particular segment, let's say at 1.5 volts, the load's still on, and I talk a bit, I don't know, it could be about anything. It could be about carbons, electrolytes, constructions, anything at all. Could be about anything. It could be rubbish. I could be talking rubbish, you know, just waffling. But there's a reason for it, which is, you can see the motor spinning, you can see the load on the current meter, you can see the voltage ticking away, the hundredths of a volt just ticking away slowly, hopefully. And you can put a time frame on that and think, yeah, that's good and solid, you know, I'm watching that, that's solid. So that's how I do it now, and that's what I do. You know, I'll probably get some flack for that as well, you know. But you know, explanations. I remember a couple of weeks back I was trying to explain how carbon conducts, and you know, I'd had all this flack, and all I'm thinking while I'm trying to do the video and explain how carbons conduct, how the atoms form, join together, make a bond, and there's a free electron and all of that. All I'm thinking at the time I'm trying to explain something is, oh, speed it up, Kev, speed it up, make it quick. You've said all this before, and you know, it's not happening anymore. It's just not going to happen. I will do things my way, and that's it. It's my channel. And you know, Robert Murray Smith's had a lot of this. I looked at K-Rex's video last night, his new capacitor video. Lo and behold, there's a guy there. I made a comment about a dual thief circuit. Build a dual thief circuit. I made one with 80 LEDs last year, and I run it off a flat AAA battery, 80 LEDs from a dual thief, and it was drawing 8 milliamps from the battery. It was a brilliant setup, and if he could do that, and that's what I was trying to say to him. Lo and behold, a guy comes in below my comment, and he comments about a dual thief, and then he says, oh yeah, if you could just keep your videos to 15 minutes, that would be great. Now that's telling him as well. You know, it's just ludicrous. You know, people that want to tell other people how to run their channel, or how to make their videos, and what they should and shouldn't do. No, it's not on. It is not on. People do things the way they want to do it. Now, in respect of long videos and all the rest of it, there's a couple of comments I'd like you to see. That's if you've got this far. You might have got bored and switched off. There. Now, everyone knows who that is, and if you read those comments, it just sums it all up, doesn't it? It just sums everything up. Because if you haven't got an hour to spare to watch a video, then you haven't got an hour to spare to watch a video. Before you watch the video, it says, oh, this is 1 hour and 6 minutes long. You've got a choice. Oh, I'm not watching that. Well, yeah, I've got an hour to spare. I'll have a little look at that. And if you get 3/4 of an hour in and you're bored, you can still switch it off. I'm not forcing you to watch it. That's the point. So, this is the way it's going to be, guys. If you don't like the rules, if you like, and the way it is, well, either unsubscribe or just don't watch the videos. It's that simple. But I don't want anyone telling me now, with everything I put into this, I put my heart and soul into this. I don't want anyone else telling me about my videos lengths, what I shouldn't do. You know, show us your channel. I've said it just, I'll say it again. Show us your channel. Show us what you do, how you do it. And show us the thousands of hours that you put into it. So, I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm not angry. I'm just, well, I'm a bit fed up, you know. Because I'm thinking, the other thing I'm thinking to myself is, shall I just stop these videos, and just not make another one, and just melt into the background and do what I've got to do and keep it to myself? That would save whatever time this has taken to do, me going to the computer, downloading these files, editing the video, rendering the video. Now you're into a few hours now. Uploading the video to YouTube, which can take up to another half hour, 3/4 of an hour. It's all time, isn't it? Then you have to sit down telling everybody what the video is, then you have to put all your keywords in. It all takes time. Time which I would rather spend on the bench, to be honest, experimenting. So, you know, shall I do that? I don't want to do that. I do like to show people what's going on and the progress that's been made. I've always been open source, always. And I always eventually spill the beans. And, you know, that's just me. So, but I've got so much going on at the moment that, especially with all these carbons, I've been developing these carbons now for months, really. And I've only just started to make some headway with functionalising some of these carbons and making them good. But there's so many of them that are good. That's the trouble. And what I need to do is, like I said before, get a group of these together, the best and the number one. You know, from waste materials, or even materials that aren't particularly waste but are so cheap to buy that you wouldn't consider it twice carbonising it, you know. What I'm hoping to do, the way I'm hoping to do it, let's take one of the carbons I've got from cardboard waste, you know, packaging boxes. I just carbonise some of it because there are millions of tons of it. Some of it gets recycled and a lot of it doesn't, especially in the UK. It goes to landfill. So I've carbonised some. Now what I would like to do now, in the new year, is show two batteries. One with the carbon as it is, as it came out the kiln, powderised, made into an active surface, and then another one where I've functionalised the carbon and show the difference. But the problem with that is, you're going to get someone say, well, how did you functionalise it? Well, there's no point. Because, you know, it's a waiting game again, because I won't just functionalise that particular carbon in one way. I'll probably do 3 or 4 or less, you know, and that's the way it is. And until I've done the experimentation and got the results, it's not 5 minutes, you know, it's days. It's never 5 minutes. So until I've got the results, I can't spill the beans, can I? I can't tell you what it is, how I did it. I could say, well, that's how I functionalised that, and then a week later say, but that isn't, that's not the best. Again, you know, if that was me watching that, I'd think, well, why bother telling us then? You know, if it's no good, why did you tell us? So that's really where I'm coming from. You know, I hope the majority of you do not take this the wrong way, because it is just the few that seem to want to spoil it all, you know, that seem to think that they've got some God-given right, you know. It doesn't work that way. There are too many people out there doing that to other people on other channels, and it's not on. And I have noticed that Robert Murray Smith, he does tell people. I remember one comment, well, I can't remember the exact comment that the guy made, and Robert commented back, said, no, that's what you want, not what I want. And that always stuck in my head. You know, I thought, what a brilliant way to fire it back, you know. No, that's what you want, mate, not what I want, you know. So, look, I just wish everyone a happy and prosperous new year. Those of you that are experimenting with batteries, let's have a look. Let's have a look at your batteries. A lot of you have said to me by private email and all, you know, private messaging about what you're up to. Make a video, let's have a look at it, you know. Doesn't matter how big, how small, just if it's progress, let's have a look. Even if you've only just started, make a video, get it out there, let's have a look at it. You know, the more the better for me. I love it. Even if I can watch something, you know, on someone else's channel that's doing a similar thing, and they haven't got anywhere near the progress that I've got, but I can still watch it because I can identify with where I first started, and you know, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, okay, I'll just leave it at that. But you know, Happy New Year to everyone. Let's all get out there experimenting, and keep it all sensible, you know. Otherwise, this channel will go. I'll leave it at that.